And you're welcome.
Okay.
It's time for What's Up and About. And today I think the topic, everybody, it's relative. Everybody kind of like has an experience, especially if you're like me and you have aged parents that you have to take care of. And they have needs, medical needs.
Of course.
The price of medicines have risen, in some cases, ×3.
Yeah.
Well, only just a couple of months ago, we had the case of many foreign companies leaving Nigeria
Sure.
to continue operations from outside Nigeria. Of course, with the FX and everything that's been happening, you'd expect that these prices or prices for these items,
Medications,
these medications will go up. And that's what's happening currently. People are groaning under the
Pressure. It's
pressure.
pressure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Salaries haven't gone up, but medication has. And not just that. There is a particular sector, not absolutely medication now, but I would really like to talk about the cost of prophylactics. If you don't know what prophylactics are, we're talking about what other way can I euphemize? Well, let's say
Okay, so
condoms and-
Valentine's happened yesterday.
Exactly.
So
Thank
there
you.
were a lot of prophylactics needed yesterday. Let's just put it that way.
Thank
Exactly.
you. And that's
Yeah.
where you're going to leave me. You're not going to continue.
Okay, so the issue for me is even the companies, some of the companies that used to bring in these products or produce those products locally have also started leaving the country. A lot of people are not sure which ones are made in Nigeria, which ones are made in India, which ones are made in Obodo or not. But, well, I haven't done that research anyway, because I don't need to, just saying. But I'm just saying that what happened yesterday through Valentine's, or the period of Valentine's where there's expectations of certain activities, bedroom activities, you would like to hope that people are not diving.
People are being safe.
Yeah, they're not diving without the right gear on, right? So when this gear is now so expensive,
What is the actual cost?
exactly.
Yeah. I say that because at a very young age, I worked with the BBC for a short while, and the aim of the program called Flavor was actually to make people aware, to educate on sex and the implications and all of that. And it made very aware the need for these commodities to be absolutely cheap, because the actual cost is not that 4,000 naira you're paying for a pack currently. It's actually your life, because without them, then you might indulge in unsafe sex.
Of course.
So that for me is the concern. And I don't know, Mike,
Yeah,
you want
so
to jump in
yeah,
here?
I was there's quite a lot when you spoke. What really hits me when I'm thinking about people who are asthmatics, and for the fact that these things are sold in pharmacies,
pharmacies, yeah.
So it's a health thing. You're also preventing STIs, STDs,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and all of that. So it is a medical thing, and all round. You mentioned while we were talking, you mentioned aged parents and having to take care of them, and I felt something there because there was this guy that was being trolled about how he was supporting the government, and then later on he's asthmatic.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
And then he goes like something for 28,000, spending 92,000.
Yeah.
And this thing is basically air for.
Yeah.
Ventolin is air. It's
Yeah.
the leaf
I
by.
think it's Seretide.
Men-
Seretide is what he's talking about. It's a disc.
You know.
I actually need it for my
So-
father as well. So it's very expensive and it has a certain number of puffs in it. And if for any reason you need it urgently and you can't get it,
Can't get it. So I remember when we were talking about GSK and how they left, and there were a lot of theories on that. We didn't really get a reason why. Of course, we know that power has their own problem. Just this morning, in the news, we were talking about the subsidy we pay on electricity. And by the way, and how we can't keep up with that.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a general global depression, but it's worse here. Why is it worse here? People are talking about promoting local stuff and encouraging local stuff. But the thing here is this. You see, if there's foreign stuff they're going out, local stuff would only progress well when they are competing with the foreign stuff. That's how people talk about made in Aba products. If I have an option of buying Italian leather, and then Aba leather, but Aba leather knows I have that option. They know that they cannot drop the ball.
Standardized.
yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm
They
trying
will
to say.
lift their
You need it. And then when
standards,
we go down, then we can see that they are at par. And I say, okay, come and patronize my local product. And then I can patronize them. And then I see that we can conveniently feed, or we can conveniently, or not feed now, coexist, or we can conveniently take care of the needs of our nation. Then we can say, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And then we now start thinking of taking care of other people, and that is where our currency starts getting value. It's just a very simple thing.
So if the competition is not there,
Do you
it's not
understand?
going to
It's
work.
a very simple thing, and you know, it hurts me because of you're talking about the sick, Medicare. It's sad.
Yeah.
Because when it gets to that part where food has become a problem, we know food there, but Medicare, when what now your normal things you buy,
Paracetamol.
1,000,
Yeah,
2,000,
yeah.
you're not spending 8, as high as 10. When Medicare
Basic
is
cough
expensive, what
mixture,
happens?
basic stuff is so expensive now.
What happens?
I have to jump a little bit further back to the unsafe intercourse issue, because a lot of people have talked about the fact that, okay, yes, HIV is no longer a death sentence because a lot of people living with HIV in all over the world, but based on the fact that they are medicated, heavily medicated each week.
And also based on the fact that these medications are affordable.
Affordable. So now that
Becoming affordable.
so that's the thing. It's the price of these medications have
Tripling.
also tripled. So when you think about it, staying alive has become 3 times more expensive for them. So going back to the safe sex issue, if you don't have the right gear on, please don't jump into the pool, because it is still expensive to survive those things. There were quite a lot of memes going on yesterday about, you know, there was a particular guy, I saw a post, and he said he was with a particular woman of the night, let's put it that way, and somewhere along the line, his gear fell off, and he noticed something going on the next day, and people were giving him a lot of really mean responses. Now, if this guy was truly looking for help, looking for answers, maybe he shouldn't have gone to social media, maybe he should have just asked the doctor. But it felt like, you know, he was actually asking for help. And everyone was laughing at the fact that this guy did this. So yeah, on one hand, yes, people realized it was a bad idea, you know, to keep going with that particular act once he noticed that, you know, he didn't have the right gear on. But the issue is we need to take it a lot more seriously. I feel like there should be a ministry.
Well, I was going to ask what solutions there could be.
Yeah.
A ministry for what? Price regulation? There is a ministry for price regulation.
I don't
know
think it's
how
about
far
price regulation at
then
this
what?
point.
Mike suggested
It's not
about
a conducive environment for competition.
I remember when we just talk about how pads,
Yes,
girls
yes, sanitary
were-
towels,
sanitary
yes,
pads were
yes,
they were being sold and condoms were being
Yeah.
given freely.
yeah, free.
You have a choice for that. You can go a whole life without having
Without
to
that.
engage in copulation. But then when you look at pads, sanitary pads and all of that, these are things that people need
Yeah,
even
yeah,
more.
yeah,
So now my point here is this, it's an after effect of everything. You cannot single out that one.
yeah, true.
We have to look
And you
at
have to
it
start
as a
early.
country. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a lot of shtick that Adeboye received online for saying that our problem is spiritual. I might not want to. Of course, I don't agree with all the stick he was given,
Yeah.
but I say I don't think it's a spiritual thing. We have a leadership issue. There are things that we know that if we put in place, we'll get these things around. There's a global depression we know, but if we continue like this, without having to put something there to stop it, or more, it's going to become, I don't know.
So why is it that we're not getting the free, we're not
Yes,
getting
that's the
those things for free? I feel like the sanitary towels you're talking about should be given to secondary school students for free.
There are
That's just-
NGOs who are responsible.
Right
responsible
now?
NGOs that are doing that. Along with everything else, I think when it comes to Medicare, like Mike has just said, the environment needs to be taken a big critical look at.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a big intervention when it comes to unsafe intercourse, because this will become an epidemic very, very soon, and only because of the depression that we're going through. What are your thoughts? You wanted to add something?
No. I was actually going to ask what their thoughts were as well. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC or tag us at WakeUpNigeria TVCE and let us know what you think.
We'll be back.